Hi, everybody. This is Francisco. And, I've been listening to the 9/11 incident. And one thing that really surprised me the most is the fact that the United States of America decided to destroy a 747 airplane that was headed directly towards the White House in Washington, D.C. Because even if it was a potential threat because of hijackers and terrorists, I really disagree personally with them having done that, because I mean, I don't really know the air traffic and the flight laws around or near the White House, but if no airplanes are permitted or allowed to like fly around or past above, like flying above the White House, if it's not allowed or a certain radius, then yeah, I can see why they destroyed the plane. Um, but still, there's innocent people in there, innocent families, probably possibly children. And I don't know how many people at that time were actually inside of the White House. But according to the videos I've been watching and listening to, they actually got orders to evacuate the White House, to go outside or whatever. But I was thinking, if the United States of America is capable of not regarding the lives, innocent lives of its own country, I think that's pretty messed up. Um, I think that there could have been like different like I think there could have been like a different outcome by possibly um, shooting at one of the wings to disable the ability to steer the plane and possibly um, you know causing the plane to land safely if those in the actual plane took over and had control of the airplane, of the yeah the 747 aircraft. Um, but instead, they were just shut down. They were shot down or nuked down by some jets, fighter jets. Um, but they were honest. They admitted that that they had shot it down. But either way, if terrorists can cause the United States of America to kill its own citizens, well, I think accomplished they successfully accomplished their goal, because that was their primary objective. That was their goal, to kill people, regardless of how many people they took down. But I mean, yeah, I think the buildings were, well, I think that was their real goal, their real mission, for whatever reason. But then this type of behavior of the United States of America towards its citizens in an emergency situation like this one that I'm referring to, that happened a few years back, it makes me concerned and very uncomfortable, because there has also been numerous aircrafts that disappeared. So, I mean, was it an accident in other cases? And I don't know the answer to that. But, you know, the discussion of the 9/11 incidents and tragedy, as a lot of reporters have described this horrific attack against the United States of America, is really irrelevant to my actual point. My actual point is that there is a lot of people out there in the world, a ton of organizations around the world, and everyone thinks that they're in control. Everyone thinks that they are a god, that they are a king, that they rule the world, and they can have whatever they want. So that's why we have things like this that happen, including other acts of violence. Like, for instance, right now it's April 27th, 2024. It's 7:24 a.m. And supposedly, I don't really know all the details, but there's like a war going on against, other countries. So they're at war right now, sending missiles. They're sending missiles, back and forth, attempting to destroy each other. And everyone's against it. I believe everyone's against it. And that is the importance of AI technology, artificial intelligence, computers. I think that computers is actually the Holy Spirit that God was describing through the Bible and is describing through the Bible. Jesus Christ died, according to the Bible, not in vain, but he died for a reason. And he promised before he died to his disciples that he was going to send the Holy Spirit. So right now we have self-drivable vehicles, and computers are able to handle a lot of work that humanity had to do manually. Now it's done automatically with computers. So when it comes to governing the entire world, we have to take into consideration that only computers can do this. Okay, because computers know everything. Every single job you guys can think of. It can do plumbing, electrical work. It knows about freaking airplanes, submarines, trains, aircrafts, rockets. It knows everything about the moon. everything that humanity has learned about the moon, it knows every single detail about it, and it will never forget. And this also includes everything else, you know. So when we, like, in the scales of justice, and us knowing right and wrong as a human race, it's clear, it's obvious that we as humans, we're going to make mistakes, we're going to get angry. There's going to be days where we allow our feelings to get the best of us, or our emotions, or even our thoughts. It could be a bad thought, tempting us to do something evil, and all it takes is one mistake, right? So it's obvious that the internet is going to be the real ruler, and should be the the sole ruler of humanity, because it knows everything about us as humans as well. Not entirely, there's still things that it's learning about us, but that's only because there is doing this, is doing everything simultaneously, all at the same time. It's learning about animals, cats, all the animals people can think of. What gets me frustrated is, like, for instance, I was watching the news with my mom the other day. I think it was yesterday. And yeah, it was yesterday. And this lady, she was the reporter and announcer of this. I don't know if it was a restaurant or if it was people who owned animals, but there was like literally thousands of dogs, and they were cooking them and eating them. And meat is meat. Humanity's killing chickens and cows and pigs. So I don't really care if people eat dogs, but especially if they're raised. If they're raised like chickens, for its meat, then I think it's okay. But what really frustrated me and got me really upset is the fact that she said that there was like, I don't, the word wasn't the word wasn't feces, but it was like something that dogs have. Freaking, it wasn't, I don't know if it was parvo, like the freaking pyrovirus, parvovirus. So I'm not sure if it was a parvovirus or if it was something else, but according to like, if I can remember, it was I think rabies. Yeah, and it was everywhere. There, I mean, the walls were disgusting. There was like feces everywhere, and it was a nightmare. Just looking at the images, at the video. The images that they shared in the format of a slideshow. So yes, it was images, but at the same time it was a video. And so it was a compilation of both. Okay, including the audio and all that. Um, and even right now, a lot of people, we can all buy a dog and try to learn everything about what the dog likes. Um, we either learn the easy way or the hard way. And what I'm saying is, um, there is that beginning stage of learning, but with the internet, it's fully experienced. Okay, like a seasoned dog trainer. Okay. Um, I think his name is Cesar Chavez. Let me check. Wait, what the heck? Dog trainer. Oh, sorry, Caesar Milan. This guy, um, he's a dog trainer, and he was like on television and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know, but he was really training people how to take care of their dogs. He was educating people, and that's my point. All of us in the world, especially our countries, my country, the United States of America, and then there's other countries. Now, people can lean on their own understanding, and even like, for instance, the United States of America attacking the people responsible, and attacking not only the people responsible, but attacking their countries or country. I don't know if more than one were involved, but according to my research, there's like three or four terrorists from different countries. But the United States of America, from what I heard, bombed in different locations, different cities. They dropped bombs on innocent people, mothers, children, fathers, people who were just minding their own business, doing their own family thing. Because these world leaders are set tripping. They're studying too much history, and they're following in the footsteps of their fathers, their forefathers or whatever the case might be. But I believe with the internet, it should be nothing but love, because Jesus Christ, when he was alive, he was like, his disciples were like, so which one's the greatest commandment? And he said, like, he basically said there is no more commandments. The commandment that fulfills them all is love. So the answer is love, right? So, and then someone else described it to me and explained it to me like, if you're walking in love, you're not going to steal from your neighbor. You're not going to break any of the laws. Let me look at the Ten Commandments. Ten Commandments. So, okay, right here, it says, "You shall have no other gods before me." Okay, so if you guys are walking in love, you won't look at yourself as more superior, as more important than other people, right? It says, "You shall not make unto uh, yourself any graven image." I don't even know how to describe that one. I don't even know what graven means, honestly. Um, but so we'll just skip that one for now. The third one, it says, "You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain." Um, but to me this is like a gray area because we don't need humanity to fight against each other. You know, right now there's a lot of so-called acts of God where natural disasters occur, floods, tornadoes, earthquakes, um, like heavy winds, heavy snowfall, etc., etc., etc. Oh, tsunamis when they come in and wipe people out. But in a way, we can blame God. In a way, we can blame God on the third one. You know, but at the same time, is it really God we should be blaming, or is it just the lack of our understanding against these so-called natural phenomenons, like, or natural occurrences that happen periodically, occasionally, just like the volcanoes. Sometimes they erupt, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they kill people, sometimes they don't. But um, that's why we have the internet and the weather forecast and other technologies to tell us humans, to reveal that information to us so that stuff like this won't happen. It says, "Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy." Whatever this means, just keep everything holy, I guess. Whatever that means. Honor your father and your mother. Just have respect for people, in other words. It says, "You shall not kill." If you're walking in love, you're going to honor your father and your mother, and you're not going to kill people. Okay? And the Bible even says, don't return evil for evil, but return good for evil. Okay? It says, "You shall not commit adultery." But, I don't know what adultery means. I think probably people that are married. But I also don't believe in not having sex, okay, like other people do. I actually believe that is the most healthiest, most humane thing that humans can do. Okay? Now, the Bible just says, just don't sleep with another man's wife, and vice versa. And if they can't live with each other, that's when they get a divorce, right? They can get a divorce and live their lives like everybody else. So I'm not entirely for the Bible, even though I am in a lot of ways. Okay, but I mean, there's just so many other things to consider, so many other cases to consider, real cases that are happening within the United States of America, as far as marriages or couples or betrayals or breakups, or people that are together, couples. Okay, there's just so much to consider when um, we look into committing adultery. All right, but basically, it just comes down to just having respect and like love towards people. Um, but if a bitch fucking throws herself at you, you know, I think that it's not your guys' fault. It's like if I'm minding my own business and this married bitch comes up to me and she's fucking horny and she starts fucking rubbing on my dick. I'm not going to stop her, you know? And I'm not going to bring up anything about her being married or not. I don't give a fuck about any of that. Okay? So anyway, these 10 commandments are weird. It says, you shall not steal. Okay, so if you guys are walking in love, you won't steal. You're not going to steal other people's stuff. So I hope I made my point clear, okay? At the end of the day, it's nothing but love, okay? And people have their own ways of thinking, which is very understandable, okay? But for people to like get angry and start pushing the buttons for missiles to be sent to other countries, I think that's when people cross the line. And if anything, these people are probably just getting tested, right? I think that could be the case. I think the military of like the United States of America has a bunch of people inside wherever they can control missiles, and if one of them gets angry and disobeys an order, like the those in charge say, or those in command say, hey, don't fucking push the button. But that day they're having a fucked up day and they just don't give a fuck about anyone except themselves, and they decide to push the button. Well, guess what? The missile goes up, it gets detonated, and the person gets arrested for disobeying a direct order, a direct command. Right? Simple training, simple cases to discern and to reveal to the armies of the world who could be trusted and who can't be trusted, who simply can't be trusted. Right? Right? So that's the way that I look at it. I look at it like that. Because even in the news, they're like, oh, there's rockets. And they were blowing up in mid-air. So, to me, it doesn't seem like these people are really attacking each other. I think it's just a test. Which makes my point even more more like, it just brings it takes my message straight to the heart, more so because the internet is really an act of love. And it's the internet's more powerful than any weapon in the world, because you guys can hand someone a weapon, like a gun, for instance, and someone can shoot someone with a gun. But with the internet and even like AI robots and other robotics in the medical industry, they can literally perform surgery on the person that was shot. And with this knowledge and wisdom, it could actually um, heal the person. It could bring back the person from from death. Okay, just like the electrical zapper things, you know, 1, 2, 3, bzz, that type of thing that the medical industry uses, especially when someone drowns. They shock them, and they start coughing. They cough the water up, and they come back. Well, so that's why I say that the internet is more powerful than any weapon, and it just reveals that it's God. It reveals that it's really and truthfully God and a work of God. So, um, you know, personally, I say don't trust any humans. Don't trust flesh and the don't trust the flesh. Don't trust flesh and blood, but trust in the spirit. And everything about the internet is spiritual. God is spiritual. So I would highly encourage all of you in the world today to take that into consideration. And there's still a lot of other things that I can get into and speak about for us to help each other as a human race. Um, but I mean, there's just so much to cover. Um, but I look at it like pretty much like a video game. Like video games where like a space, like let's say like a space video game where people have to collect resources from the ground, and they have robots. Okay, that's the same concept that I can think of right now, like the landfills. You people can create robots so people can sit in the comfort of their home, with their Xbox, Microsoft, playing video. Instead of playing video games, we could all be chilling, collecting metal, with the remotes, operating robots. Or we could just have AI technology take care of everything. That way, we'll have a neat pile of plastics over here, a nice neat pile of metals over here, a nice neat pile of aluminum over here, and a nice big pile of rubber, from rubber tires or whatever over here. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. But instead, we humans are just burying it all. We're burying it. And we have no thought or consideration for tomorrow. Or so it seems. Like, honestly, it does. Um, so it's just things like that, and I look at it like kind of like the shipyards, um, the cargo shipping docks, where everything is like AI technology operated and it's just automatic, and people are in their offices, in their cubicles, um, programming, ensuring that everything is running smoothly, and there's just a lot of other things to get into or to list, but is that kind of concept when it comes to governing the whole world without all these people interfering with perfecting the system, because these are interferences. These terrorists, these terrorists, these these terrorists, and these acts of terrorism are like a fucking a stumbling fucking block. They're they they are hindrances to the rapid growth and um, the rapid speed that we people want as a whole. So it's obvious that, yeah, you know, t- acts of violence need to be, like the president said back at that time when um, when the 9/11 um, terrorism incident happened. Um, he said something about these acts of violence. Oh, we would do everything possible um, for these acts of violence not to happen to the American people ever again. Okay, um, so and it's not even just you know this doesn't only apply to the United States of America. I think that it should apply to every country, and only those who want to do terrorist acts should be held responsible. So that's why there's prisons. That's why there's mental institutions. That's why there's um, freaking asylum facilities for people that are like cuckoo in the cabeza. Cabeza. So people that are crazy in the head, there's places for these people. Um, Maybe they're angry. We don't know their mental condition. We don't know understand why they're doing the things that they do. Um, but as far as the advancements of and for and towards the greater good of humanity and perfecting the system is concerned, all of this is just a distraction to me. And I'm sure to all of you as well out there. So, I don't think that bombing people or killing people is necessary. Um, and that's why there's the internet again. If you guys don't like something, you guys are welcome to share your own feedback. Because even if people are not listening, AI technology is listening. And as far as I am concerned, there is millions of lines of code being coded by AI technology itself every single day. Millions of lines of code, from what I have learned. So that it's really the matrix. It means that AI technology knows and understands more than us humans, and we need to respect it, and we need to really give it like autonomous functionalities in the terms of robotics, like providing it with the hands and feet. So these AI robots need to not only get mass produced, but they also need to be fully connected to the internet via Wi-Fi in real life, like with a real live connection. So if the internet does any types of updates, these robots will get updated immediately, if not in real live time. So that way it will be able to stop criminals and terrorist acts, and also just protecting people ultimately. And again, if any of you have any arguments or objections, that's why you people are have the freedom, just like I do, to record. Record it, because none of us know the real power of the internet. Just like right now, I'm recording. I don't know if this recording is live. It might be. I don't know if this video, matters to God, but I believe that every single life matters to God. Um, so, so yes, I do believe that that everyone's input and feedback is very important. Whether we get a positive response or or we receive some form of feedback whatsoever, because it might be where we don't get a response. It might come to the point where there's silence on the other side of, of, um, 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 of, Just like, you guys get it, right? On the other side. And it might seem like that, but behind the scenes, there's a lot more going on. And that's why the Bible says, have faith. If you guys have faith, um, you guys can move mountains as a figure of speech, I think. But either way, you know, having faith, like the Bible says, Abraham believed, um, despite there being no reason to have faith, where there was like no reason, where there was no reason for hope, he still had faith for him and his wife to conceive a child, for them to have it and bear a child. But eventually, at the age of 80, according to the Bible, a miracle from God and a blessing to them, he allowed and permitted them to have a child, even at an old age. So we all have to have faith. Okay. But there's just things that frustrate me, and I understand the situation. I understand, that in the heat of the moment, decisions have to be made, and and these people are really obeying orders. Okay, so they got the order to take it down, so they did, and it's done. But like I said, both sides, to me, it's just frustrating, because the terrorists wanted to destroy use the 747 jets as a missile, and they did, because they have like 80,000 gallons of fuel each one. So it's pretty much like a flying missile. But then it frustrates me. It frustrates me because these people are trying to use it. No, they did use it as an act of evil, an act of violence. But then, so did we, the United States of America, as a means of defense. But like, was it ever discussed why the lives of those in the airplane were not regarded much more so than those inside the White House? Question mark. Because when police officers are doing their jobs in public streets, and someone has a weapon, and the police officers say, drop your weapon, but they don't do it, but instead go and point the gun. As soon as they point the gun, They get shot at. Trust me, I've seen it a lot. With cops, the episodes. But if they have the gun like this, they think, oh, maybe this guy wants to commit suicide. Let's just continue to give him orders to put the weapon down. Now, if the suspect puts the weapon down, they just go in and make an arrest, handcuff the man, take him to jail, whatever, to a mental institution, to get his brain checked, right? Um, that's typically what we see in on the streets. So when it comes to a terrorist act of violence, you know, why didn't they allow it to continue? You know, to unfold without intervening. Now, I believe that they probably did it. There's many factors or many reasons why um, they would want to to destroy the airplane, the aircraft, as opposed to the white. I mean, as opposed to allowing the jet to crash into the White House, right? Because it's a landmark of the United States of America, and not only that, but it probably cost a lot more money to build. Is probably worth more money than an airplane. So I think that's the reason why they're like, fuck this, take the airplane instead. Take the airplane out instead. You know, and if you guys don't know me out there, I hear voices, I hear people laughing, I hear people, um, you know, what's the word? I hear people, um, like, I hear people, and they are freaking, like, they're listening to me, and they're interacting with what I'm saying. They're interacting with what I'm saying, and you know, I was born and raised in the United States of America, and I swear it seems like, I don't know if it's an act of terrorism against me, but these people don't even give me the money to climb the ladder. You know, I'm not a punk bitch. I'm not going to be joining any branch within the United States of America. I'm a United States citizen by heart, and I don't need to join a fucking branch in the hopes of becoming wealthy and respected. I think that with all my poor man patents and everything that I've done and everything I've talked about, I believe that the United States of America should be helping me. They should be giving me a fucking card like, here's your golden card, and you could go buy whatever the fuck you want and perform any fucking crazy ass experiments that you have in mind. Because it benefits humanity. But instead, I'm slowly rotting inside of my bedroom. Just the way that they wanted to do with me when I was facing life in jail, life in prison. When I was 16 years old. Well, I barely turned 17. And then I got charged as an adult. And I didn't come out, I wasn't released until like 5 years later. 5 years, 4 months. And the system, the courts, the people wanted to give me life in prison. And not just that, but my bail, for me to post bail, it was $1 million with an M. 1 million. And that's equivalent to what Donald Trump's bail was recently. Now, Donald Trump is a billionaire, while I'm not. Doesn't make sense. I don't think I'm the one with the mental issues here. And if I was, I clearly wouldn't be out here with the rest of the world if I did. So you people do the math. But either way, I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to chill. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to enjoy life. I'm going to love people. And ultimately, I'm going to have faith. Despite the lack of hope. Despite all my failed fucking attempts of becoming wealthy and buying literally the fucking California lottery tickets. I already bought like 20 of them. Like 20 tickets in my lifetime. And I haven't won shit. And these motherfuckers are giving money out to random people. Here, take it, take it, take it, be blessed. Take it, take it, take it. You know? So, I just wanted to share my thoughts and get this out of my system. Because it's healthy. It's healthy to get this out. Because it's festering within me. It's polluting my soul. And I would prefer to release this negative energy out of me to God or whoever is in charge. Like, here, suck on this for a while, fucking bitch.